3 days before the Kentucky Derby, the mysterious second leg of the Triple Crown this year. That's hard to say, but the second leg of the Triple Crown coming up on Saturday, September 5th, the Kentucky Derby at Churchill Downs. I'm here today. My name is Frank Vespe. I'm here with Nick Hahn. We're doing an Off to the Races video spot here, and we'll get to Nick in a minute. He's in a much more delightful place than I am right now. But I want to talk about kind of the big news story that has overtaken events a little bit, if you will. And it's this. On Tuesday, they drew post positions for the Derby. They also assigned morning line odds. Tiz the Law made the big favorite. He's 3-5. He's going to be breaking from the 17 hole, so he's going to have to overcome a little bit of a difficult outside post, but at 3-5, he is the shortest morning line favorite in decades. That seemed likely to be the big story until his trainer, Barclay Tagg, had this to say.
I know is you're not allowed to shoot them and they're allowed to shoot you. That's what it looks like to me. So I don't know what to think about it.
That's not good. Some folks are going to say, look, Barclay Tagg's entitled to his opinions, and I completely agree with those people. Barclay Tagg is entitled to his opinions. The problem here is his opinion appears to almost be racing's opinion. And why is that? It's because racing has been conspicuously silent on these matters of race and the protests that have occurred to protest police brutality towards African Americans. In the aftermath of the George Floyd episode some months back, a couple of the racing organizations did introduce or did offer statements about them, but some others didn't. And the silence was deafening. And some of those are the biggest and most important racing organizations in the country. And into the silence, into this vacuum, if you will, here comes Barclay Tagg, who has an opinion, as many other people do. That makes it seem like it's racing's opinion. And you know, at this point, it feels very much like racing needs to kind of pick a side here. And the side to be on probably isn't the side where you're saying things like, I don't know why we can't kill the protesters. Certainly, Barclay Tagg doesn't speak for me. He doesn't speak for, according to the polls, the majority of Americans. And he doesn't speak for a lot of people who are racing fans or involved in the industry. And it sure would be nice if some of the organizations in the industry were saying something different. Nick Hahn, what's your take?
Well, Barclay Tagg isn't a politician, and based on that comment, he probably shouldn't become one. He's a horse trainer, and you know, how about nobody is allowed to shoot nobody? You know, nobody. That might have been a better thing to say. You know, but he was kind of questioned into a corner, I think, with this a little bit, and he made a statement that's going to throw a little bit of oil on a volatile situation in Louisville with the shooting of Breonna Taylor. You know, he had everything to lose in making a statement like that, and not a whole lot to win. So, you know, I'd like to think he somewhat regrets that statement. He probably doesn't represent what horse racing should aspire to, and, you know, look toward its future, you know, the sport's future. So, Barclay Tagg, he's very direct. He's actually somewhat bashful, but it wasn't a proper statement, you know, as you mentioned, by the way many Americans feel.
And at this point, I personally am going to get off my soapbox, and Nick, I think you're probably going to climb down with me. Let's talk about his horse for a minute here. Tiz the Law is really, really good. John Piasek on the racingbiz.com, in his handicapping of the race, basically says he can't come up with a way, absent anything crazy happening, that Tiz the Law loses. What's your sense on Tiz the Law?
That's the way the majority of Americans think with Tiz the Law. He's certainly a big favorite. To try and put it in some sort of context, Justify and American Pharaoh were nearly 3-1 in the Kentucky Derby. You know, but this is a horse. He has a Travers win in between these two starts, between the first and second leg, which is unprecedented. His only loss was on the slop. He's undefeated in 2020. And the way he won the Travers was just so impressive. He was a little bit of a late arrival to Churchill Downs, so we'll maybe see how that fact. He'll have to earn it in the Kentucky Derby. There's some people that think he may have run his best race, but boy, has he been impressive so far. 3-5 is just unprecedented in the Derby, even though all the Derby favorites went to the point system have won outside of last year's maximum security country house finish. So Tiz the Law has very few blemishes on his record, but 3-5 in the Derby, 18 horse field, I'm itching to go somewhere else.
Of course you are. Yeah, no, he's terrific. He's won 6 out of 7 starts, and most of them, as you just saw in the Travers and the Belmont Stakes, most of them couldn't have been easier. He galloped at Churchill this morning. There is video of him on the track this morning at Churchill Downs. If you're looking for an angle to take against him, his one defeat came at Churchill Downs, and Churchill is known as a track that some horses really, really love, and other horses, it's just a surface for them. So I guess if you're looking to take a stand, that would be a place to take a stand. One of the places you might look if you're taking a stand is a horse who keeps running great races and keeps not winning. That's New York Traffic, Nick.
Yeah, we're actually out here at the farm, Sunnydale Farm. That's where I am here in Barbersville, just in a little nook of the Southwest Range in Virginia's Piedmont here. Story is up on the racing biz about the about New York Traffic, and I mean grounds for about 8 months, 2018. It was Young, the proprietor of this farm, came back into business after 16 years of being out of horse racing. It was part of the Virginia Certified Residency Program that led him to come back. And he came back with about 12 horses that first year, and one of them was New York Traffic. So Spencer Young, I like his philosophy. He likes to develop their personalities here. He likes to develop a little bit of discipline here, train these horses to become trainable when they actually do go to the racetrack. Likes to let them have fun, likes to let them run around these wonderful fields out here. And yeah, I think it's a big plus. New York Traffic is coming out of the 15th slot. He'll have all of his competition to the outside of him, including Tiz the Law. And they're all going to be gunning for that early stalking position. So he's right there in the thick of it, and I think he'll be kind of what they call the wise guy horse. I think he's a horse at New York bred where a lot of the handicappers are going to be starting to pick him. He's got upside. He's going to cut in a little bit into those 3-5 odds that Tiz the Law has.
I think there's something to that. This is a horse that, as I mentioned, has run a bunch of really good races, including last time out in the Haskell at Monmouth when he came within an eyelash of running down Authentic on the money. Authentic was the big Bob Baffert favorite who looked to be home and dry in mid-stretch, and all of a sudden a big rally from New York Traffic here, the Saffie Joseph trainee. Doesn't win much, and you got to decide if you want to overcome that. But he has been running nothing but good races his last several, and there he is kind of galloping out a little bit ahead of Authentic in the Haskell Stakes at Monmouth Park. Nick, let's go to a real long shot here, and a true Virginia bred. That's Attachment Rate.
Yeah, Attachment Rate, the first Virginia bred to run in the Kentucky Derby since 2012 when Bodemeister finished second. He's only won one race, but he's been steadily improving. It's an interesting situation with the breeders. I mean, this can be a brutal sport. The Islands up in Middleburg, where Attachment Rate is from, passed away Mr. Island in 2017, Mrs. Island in 2019. They never got to see this horse run, and now he's in the Derby. And according to Dale Romans, he likes the way he's coming into the Derby with a lot of stamina, coming off a real good effort in the Ellis Park Derby. And despite only having one win, Dale Romans gets his horses to run above the odds. We've seen that many times in the Preakness. It happened with Shackelford when he won the Preakness. It happened with Patio Prado. It happened with Doulahan. All those horses that finished in the money, well over their odds for Dale Romans. And of course, we know him in Virginia for the Virginia Derby that he's won 3 times. So attachment rate is a long shot, but I think he's one that could move up as well. I expect them to.
One of the interesting things I thought Romans said when you had him on Off to the Races on this past Saturday, was they were looking to see something out of attachment rate, and they really maybe hadn't quite seen it until the Ellis Park Derby. He was chasing the very good Art Collector. Art Collector would have been second or third choice in the betting in the Kentucky Derby, but suffered a minor injury the other day, so he's out. This horse, attachment rate, was a couple of lengths behind Art Collector, but he was well clear of the rest in that. It was a good effort. It was a nice step forward. So it certainly suggests, Nick, that he's rounding into the form they want.
Yeah, and you kind of said something there with Art Collector that speaks a little bit about Tiz the Law. Tiz the Law has always been there in this Derby scene. All the way back, it's from last summer, he was on a lot of radars. Attachment rate was as well, but attachment rate never really moved up to being in the top 3, top 5 like Tiz the Law. And a lot of courses have come and gone since Tiz the Law gained that status, and Tiz the Law is still there. And that says something about his stamina as a racehorse over the long term, makes him very tough. But like I said earlier, it's the Derby. Nobody likes betting 3 to 5. I might be in the minority. I thought still will be about, I don't know, 8 to 5, something like that when post time comes up. But I may be in the minority there.
One last point I want to make: we maybe we beat up on Barclay Tagg a little bit earlier in this short program, but I do want to say that, as you pointed out, the Tiz Law has been there from the beginning, from back in his 2-year-old season, throughout the entirety of his 3-year-old season, which has been extended in terms of getting to the Triple Crown races because of COVID-19. That's a heck of a training job that Barclay Tagg has done, getting this horse into the position he's in and keeping him running at an extremely high level all year long. So certainly kudos for that, even if we don't necessarily agree with some of his political positions. Nick, you're going to be talking Derby pretty much all day Saturday on Off to the Races Radio.
That's right. Derby Bill and Mike Barone will join us in the last half hour. We'll go through the Derby field horse by horse. We'll have Evan Hammond of the Blood Horse give a live report from Churchill Downs, just in case there's any late breaking news, scratches, weather, or the like. By the way, the weather's supposed to be nearly perfect for Derby Day in the mid 80s with sunshine forecasted. And it's going to be a great day of racing. Just want to say in parting here, an ideal setting out here. It's Sunnydale. What a great job, and it's great to have Spencer Young back in the business here. And we wish all the local connections, attachment rate, New York traffic, good luck in the race.
All right, Nick Hahn, thank you very much. My name's Frank Vespe. You can always check out more on theracingbiz.com, and also check Nick out on Off to the Races Radio. That airs Saturday mornings at 10. You can get the listen live link at theracingbiz.com. It's on the ESPN Richmond family of stations in the Richmond, Virginia area. Thanks, everybody, and good luck at the windows on Derby Day.